Hello and welcome to Cricbuzz Comm box at the end of the 35th over. Australia, of course, won the toss, decided to bat first today. In Sydney also they batted first, in Adelaide they're batting first, and the blueprint is exactly the same. At the end of the 15th over, they were how they were. In both cities has been the same. At the end of the 35th over, also it is almost the same. Same blueprint ja raha hai. Are they going to end at 292, the score that I predicted before the game?
Look, what you predict always happens. So, I'm a little worried about that. But I guess this is why everybody talks about this game as well. Yeah. That one-day cricket is getting boring, it's getting predictable. I think too much of analysis, and I mean, not for us. I mean, that's what we need to do.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
But the teams are playing like that. It's not about individuals, because there are two different players today playing. It's not Sean, it was Khwaja the other day, Sean Marsh. But in spite of that, they're keeping to the same run rate. You can see the other difference. Kuldeep Yadav looks more economical today because Shiraz at the other end has been going for lots of runs. Yeah. So if you're getting extra runs, doesn't mean they push the other guy as well. So I think when you look at numbers and start playing the game, it goes in a pretty similar fashion. And absolutely with you.
You're right, Siraj in his debut, I mean, he's going at some other level. I mean, he's going at 7.5 because in 7 overs he's given 51. On the other side, you have Kuldeep, whose bowled is 8 for 41, but Bhuvi, 7 overs, 18 runs. Really been the pick of the bowlers today. But then again, if you're playing this game by numbers of the Sydney game at Adelaide, Bhuvi, the first 5, extremely economical that day, but they picked them off the back end because they had wickets in hand. So if they manage to go in with just 4 down into the last 10 overs, then India's in trouble.
Of course, because if you got 60 balls to go, Stoinis is still there. He's the guy who could make that impact. Sean Marsh is not going to make much of a difference in terms of the scoring rate. Yes, he will go up a little bit. If he's going at 5, 6 and over, he'd probably take it to 7 or 8 and over. Yeah. Whereas somebody like Stoinis or Maxwell, they could, really make the difference. So I think it all depends on how Stoinis goes. If they want to get to that 280, 290, looks a little tough for me because it's another 15 overs to go, 130 to get with only Stoinis and Maxwell that I'm banking on. I think around 120 is probably the most that could, you're going to get from here. But realistically, I see about 116. More than if you add that total to whatever the score is.
It's 172. So you're saying 100 more. You're saying 270 is where they'll end up with?
Yeah, 275 at the most is what I look at. Because one wicket here will change things.
Can change it. And it's also a tough call. Which wicket would they want more? Sean Marsh, who's at 80, or Stoinis, who's more dangerous?
I think Stoinis. India would want Stoinis to get out, and especially at this stage. Because then Maxwell comes in early, then he's got doubts in his mind, should I play till the end or not? And Australia is not the same old Australian side. After that, there is nothing. Once you get past Maxwell, then the bowlers are not the guys who contribute that much.
Richardson, Lyon,
so from the Australian point of view, they would want Sean Marsh to carry on from one end, but Stoinis and Maxwell have to keep going. So you're looking at India needs only 2 balls to go in their favour to keep them down to 260 or anything lower than that. Whereas Australia has to keep going all the way till the end.
And sometimes you don't even need a ball to go in your favour. You just need the ball to go to Ravindra Jadeja. Yeah. And he can get that wicket. That Usman Khwaja wicket is Ravindra Jadeja's wicket.
He's an outstanding fielder. And I've been watching the game, and people who watched it will hear everybody's talking about how he picked up the ball and how quick he was. But that's what we see from here. But the whole trick is how quickly he gets to that ball as well. In fact, he was at backward point. The guy was trying to cut the ball. So naturally, most players go back. He's still moving forward towards that ball. And he's always in the game. He's like our kirane ki dukaan. You want anything, you go to him. You don't want him to bowl, he's there. In the game. He bats at the end. And fielding, I mean, there's no competition.
I like that. That's the insight that we like over here, that actually he moves towards the ball even when you're getting a cut coming in your direction. That's why I asked that question to not just one of the best fielders who's ever played for India, but also he's a Jadeja.
Jadeja. He forgot the Khwaja.
The Khwaja. Jadeja ne bola Khwaja. Ab hum bhi jate hain. We'll come back in the innings break. We'll see you then. Thank you for watching Cricbuzz Comm box.
Thank you.
Sir, run to team बनाती है.
सारा
अकेले कब तक जीतोगे भाई? किस